Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You see, I'm rocking to that music. Now, you need to understand that music I created myself. That's an original, and I created it just for you. Good morning and welcome, or good afternoon or good evening, because, we have folk who watch this podcast, this video podcast, this live Dr. Geneva Speaks from all around the world. So wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I love that music. Again, I created it just for you. Hello, my friends on TikTok. How y'all doing? Hey, Patricia and Delapierre, how y'all? It's good to see you and welcome each and every one of you who are here. Hey, what's happening, Karen? How you doing, Karen? Oh my gosh, so good to connect with you and Dr. Trin. Oh yeah. Oh, you like that music? That's an original, Dr. Trin. I want you to know that I created that myself. I've always wanted to create music. And, now it's possible with AI and all the tools that we have. So, which I'm going to be talking about today. That's what the conversation is about today. It's so good to see you. And is that Karen again? Mwah, good morning to you. Good to see you. And all of those who are joining, Leah and Delilah and Kamori. And let me say hello to my friends on IG, as well as my Facebook group, Extraordinary Women Influencers, and all of those who are joining us on Facebook and YouTube. It's just such a glorious, glorious day to be alive. To get up this morning and be able to put your feet on the ground. It's a beautiful thing. And so let me know if you can hear me, first of all. Put a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure that you can hear me over there on TikTok. How you doing? Can you hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, please. And I'm real interested on what's the weather where you are, wherever you are. The weather has become a subject in its own, something to study itself. It just changes back and forth. And so today we have bright, bright sun. It's going to be near the 40s, and then it'll be snow this weekend. So what can you say? What can you do? It's all a beautiful thing. Appreciate all of you joining. And I want to get started on, yes, thank you. We got them comments streaming in on TikTok, which I love. But, I need to ask you, have you ever felt like the world was moving and nobody told you that it was? Like something big was happening all around you. And by the time you figured it out, you were already behind. Well, today is about making sure that does not happen to you with AI. That feeling, that quiet dread, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Now, after leading high stakes mergers and raising more than $100 million for community initiatives, I have learned to recognize when a shift is real. And I am telling you right now, something big is happening. Something in the world of AI just changed. And most of us, particularly I'm saying to you out there, accomplished women leaders, are either ignoring it or not taking it seriously enough. I'm not willing to let that happen to you. By the time we are done today, you will understand what changed or why it matters to you personally. And then I'm going to give you 3 moves you need to start making right now. And so, first, I want to start with something that stopped me in my tracks. So, we're going to jump into the prime time report. This month, Matt Shumer, the CEO of an AI company, wrote an essay called Something Big is Happening. Now, it spread like wildfire fast in the tech world. Here's what he was really saying: AI is no longer just answering questions, it is planning full projects, doing multi step work, improving on its own output, and delivering finished results that often need little to no fixing. He says he can give it a clear goal, walk away, and come back to strategy documents, analysis, drafts, done. Not helped, done. He says it now has what he calls taste, meaning it can judge what looks good and what does not. Now, let me slow that down a minute. I'm not sure I agree. But if a tool can plan, execute, refine, and decide what good look like, that changes what the human in the room is responsible for. So hear me now. This is not about cute chat box anymore. You know, them chat bots, the bots. It's just not about that anymore. This is really about how work gets done, life gets lived. Schumer's bigger point is this: the tools are improving fast, faster than most folks realize. And the gap between people who use them well and people who ignore them is about to get wider. Now, there's still time to get ahead, but it will not stay this easy as it is now. That stopped me in the article when I read it. That's what really grabbed my attention, because that's when I realized that this is not just a tech story, it's a leadership story. And for women who have spent years earning credibility, leading teams, building real results, this hits differently. The fear is not, can I learn a new tool? The fear is this: is what I know and what I've done still going to matter, still be relevant? Now, that's real. And if that question has crossed your mind, you are not alone. If you've said something like that, put a 1 in the chat. But here is what many people are missing. AI multiplies good judgment. It does not create it. And women leaders like you who move now will increase the value of what you've already built. The ones who panic will freeze. The ones who ignore it will drift. The ones who move will stay ahead. That is why we are talking about this today in this live masterclass. And that's the prime time report. And the reason that I can say that this is what's happening, and it's so important to begin to position ourselves. And if we do, we'll be in the right place so that we can move ahead and stay relevant and advance and elevate all the things that we've built. I can say that with confidence because I know I did something about it myself. And I'll tell you something I did not expect to do at this stage of my life. Yeah, that's right. Just a few weeks ago, I got certified as an AI consultant and strategist. Now, here's why that matters to you. What I found inside that training changed how I see this shift entirely. AI is not the threat most folks think it is. Used the right way, it's one of the biggest equalizers I have seen in decades of leadership. Now, when I say equalizer, this is what I mean. You don't need a 10-person team or a big corporate budget to produce the strategies, the fantastic presentations or thoughtful messaging anymore. You can direct one smart tool and compete at a level that's higher, more advanced, and more impactful than we've ever done, and requiring only your thinking, your judgment. AI can help you find answers faster. Stop staring at a blank page late at night when the stakes are high and you know you got to write that paper. You've got to do that briefing. You got to get ready. It can help you make decisions without second guessing yourself. But hear me now. Here is what AI cannot do. It cannot replace the judgment you have built. It cannot replace or replicate your relationships. It cannot walk into a room and read what is really happening. That is yours. And that is what makes your experience more powerful with these tools, not less. So I want to give you 3 moves. 3. Have both hands up, right? 3. Okay. 3 moves to stay ahead. So here's the first one, and it might surprise you. Move 1, take it seriously. Now, Shumer says something in his essay that I think is right. He claims that most people are using the free version of AI and wondering what all the fuss is about, or maybe not getting the results that they expect. My own experience shows that by judging AI by the free version you tried perhaps a year ago is like judging smartphones by using a flip phone. The tools that exist right now are not what you tried before. Not even close. You know, I talked last week about 91,000 women who left the workforce in January, accounting for every single job lost that month. AI is one tool that helps you stay competitive when the pressure is on. And according to Pew Research, about 2 out of 3 workers say they do not use AI in their, I want to get this stat right. Okay. 2 out of 3 workers say they do not use AI much or at all in their job. Okay. So I wanted you to hear that because, see, that means the window is wide open. The person who moves now has an advantage. Okay. And here's what serious use looks like when I say use this seriously. You sign up for a paid account, they usually range like $20, $25 a month. Now, don't get me wrong, $20 is not enough, okay? But if you can manage it, that's where I would put it. Start with ChatGPT or Claude, and make that investment. Now, listen, I ain't here to sell you on a specific brand or AI. I'm just here to tell you that the paid versions are where you really start to see the capability that everyone is talking about. Do you see what I'm saying? I use both every day and I know what they can do. And when you use them for the work you're already doing, not the quick questions. And that's fine. That's fun. And many of us, all of us do that, those quick questions. How do I get there? How do I travel there? What should I do? The quick questions. But I'm talking to you as women leaders, okay? And suggesting that there are these other ways, these ways to really use AI to get ahead. So I'm talking about that board report or a strategic plan, a presentation due next week, planning a difficult conversation, figuring out what to say in a situation you've never been in before. Bring those kinds of things into the tool and see what it can do, okay? Because that is where the fear starts to shift into something else, into confidence, into curiosity, into a sense that you're ahead of this instead of behind it. Take it seriously enough to use it seriously. Okay? But then here is what I did not expect to find when I went deeper into these tools. And it changed everything about how I see this. And that gets us to move to your judgment is the advantage. Excuse me. So AI supposedly having taste does not mean AI got wisdom. Now, I do not know exactly what Shumer had in mind when he used the word taste in his article, but here's how I read it. It does not mean AI actually feels or understands anything. What it means is that AI has been trained on so much feedback and input and information that it can produce something that look like good judgment on the page. It can mimic the output. But no matter, it cannot do what you do. It does not understand the room, the history, or the politics, the why behind the technically correct answer, the understanding about a particular relationship that took years to build. That is not something AI can learn from a prompt or do. Shumer says, and many others, and my trainers talked about it as well, that AI has moved, AI has caused us to move into the direction of director. Okay. So Shumer put it in his article like he describes what he wants, he leaves, the AI executes, he comes back and refines. And that's pretty much what I was trained on as well. That happens. But when I read that in his article, the first thing that I thought was, well, women who've been leading for years at the workplace, at home, in the community have always been directors. Because if you have ever been the person others come to when something needed to get done right, you've been doing this work. You've been that director. You knew what the outcome needed to look like. You understood the people in the room and what was happening. You carried the history, the context, the relationships that no one else had, often without the title to go with it. Now, that ability does not become less valuable as AI gets better at execution. That ability becomes more valuable because someone has to know what good is. Someone has to be the filter. Someone has to stand in front of the board, the community, or the funder and make the point. Say, I'm responsible for this. This is how I see it. Here's the insight. That person is you. So here's like a before and after that I think makes the case. Before AI, you might spend an entire afternoon preparing for a board meeting. I have been there, done that, spend an entire day and night writing the executive summary, pulling together the data, drafting talking points. By the time the meeting came, you were already drained. After AI and your direction, you shape the key message in 30 minutes or less. You tell the AI what the board needs to understand, what the stakes are, what the decision is. It drafts. You refine. You spend the rest of your time doing what only you can do, preparing for the conversation in the room, reading the dynamics, knowing who needs to hear what and how. The meeting goes better. And you walked in with energy instead of exhaustion. That is what the director role looks like in practice. AI can draft, only you can direct. And the director gets paid more than the stage crew. The leaders who have the advantage now are not the youngest or the most tech savvy. They are the ones who combine years of earned judgment with enough fluency in new tools to stay in the room, be relevant, and lead the conversation. That combination is rare, and you're closer to it than you think. You are the director. Start acting like it. Now, the difference between knowing this and actually owning it comes down to one habit. And that's the habit I want to share with you that you can take with you and start doing today. And I want you to build this daily habit before the window closes. So here's what my AI certification training made very clear. And when I heard it, it was one of those things that sounds simple, but changes everything. 1 hour a day using AI, not reading about it, not watching YouTube videos about it, actually using it inside the tools for work you were already going to do every single day. My certifier said if you do this consistently, you will build more fluency in 3 months than 99% of most people. The bar, listen to me, folks, the bar right now is on the floor because almost nobody is doing this. That is your window. Now, I know what you might be thinking out there, my accomplished, experienced women leaders. Where does this hour come from? Okay, but the hour looks like this. Perhaps 20 minutes on a document, 20 minutes on an email or difficult conversation, 20 minutes on planning or ideation. Don't think of it as homework. It's how you do today's work. So you see, you're not doing extra work. What I want you to do is you take the work that you have, the assignments you have, what the things you got to do, and you're going to do your work differently. Do you see what I'm saying? And every day you do it, you're building and creating and doing something that most people around you are not. The window is open right now. Once everyone catches up, that advantage is gone. And you have lived long enough to know what happens to early movers. Most people will wait until it's obvious, and then it's kind of too late. Do not be one of them. Okay, so what I wanted to bring you is that something big has shifted in the AI and it's not slowing down. But here's what I need you to take away from today. The thing that makes AI powerful is not the tool, it's the person directing it. That is you, your judgment, your relationships, your years of knowing what good looks like. AI can't replace that. It needs it. 3 moves. Take it seriously enough to use it seriously. Step into the director role with it and build the daily habit now before everyone else catches up. This is not about becoming someone different. It's about deciding whether you will direct this shift or be directed by it. So if you hear what I'm saying and today's conversation got you thinking about your next move and you're tired of going back and forth on this issue with no issue or other issues with no answer, that's exactly what my Let's Talk strategy session is for. We'll walk through where you are, where you want to go, and how AI fits into that picture. It's a one-to-one, just you and me. You come in with the question or issue, you keep circling and trying to figure out. You leave with a decision and a plan you can act on right away. So book the session. The link is in the description. got a QR code. And, I just love you being here today. Thank you so much. And I want you to share this with someone who needs to hear it. And I know we've got a couple of questions, so I want to take them as we're winding down. But before we do, I want you to know next Wednesday kicks off a 2-part series on leadership and menopause. And so I don't think you want to miss that. Because there are not many people today talking about this and being honest enough about the conversation. That is how, when we as women are going through the change, we're still expected to show up and perform at work, at home, everywhere. No one's talking about how that affects us as women leaders, menopause and leadership. So I'm going to be talking about that in a 2-part series, and I've got some fantastic guests who will be joining. So stay tuned for that. So let me just see about the questions that we've got. And just let me say hello to everyone again who's joined. Appreciate you being here, loving that you're here, and hoping you're finding this conversation. Karen's taking some baby steps. Is that taking some baby steps? Found the more I use it, the more comfortable I become. Oh, yes, girl. That's the thing. Yeah. And that's why I suggest the practice. How you practice it, and one a day. And when you go into it, just play with it. Play with it for a while. And you will find that it really is interesting, fun, but can really make a difference in what you do. Okay, so let me see questions. Okay, where do you even start with AI if you've never used it for work? Well, again, I would start with something that you already do. So let's say you frequently prepare presentations. Okay, you can explore tools, like pretty much a lot of different tools will help you create presentations these days. Gamma was a tool that everyone raved about 6, 7, 8 months ago. It was just amazing the work it would do. Now, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, many of the large language models can now generate presentations for you. But you would go to the AI with something that you're doing, with a problem you've got, or a situation that you want to solve or need help with, or would like some help with, and play around with that and see what it can do for you and with you. So that's how I would start. And again, I already gave my advice about, I think it's worth, if you can manage it, make the investment, the monthly investment in it, because it unlocks the power of the AI. Though even in the free versions now, they're different than what they used to be. So that's how I would start if and then play with it. And then always remember that, you can play with it. You don't have to, try to solve the world's problems. Just take something that you've got. Um, there is this question. I know we're got 1 minute to go, but I do want to answer this one, Karina, if we could. My company isn't using this yet. Should I still try? I want to say absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because this conversation that I just had was for you and what you should do and how you can position yourself to be valuable for, because there's so many ways that you can use AI to help you in your ideation, in your task, in the kinds of things that you're faced with at work or personally. So absolutely. And then you might want to ask them, well, why? Or maybe you bring up the subject, particularly if after you've been practicing for a while and you're familiar and you're confident with the tools. Trust, probably when you bring it to your company or bring it up in a meeting, you'll be the only one who has practiced enough to be confident and comfortable in discussing it, and encourage your own company or your workplace or your organization to start dealing with AI, because there isn't a company, an organization, or business who isn't going to be affected and touched by AI. So perhaps you can be the person who makes the difference. In my training group, one of my colleagues who I trained with just reported on an instance where she brought up the subject of AI in her company, and they said, well, we don't know anything about it. We don't know how to start. She said, well, I've been trained. I can help us. They created a position for introducing AI into the organization and had her headed up. Brand new position. So the window is wide open for all kinds of experiments and developing yourself. Okay, Karina's given me the signal. I want to make sure that I say hello again to everyone. Thank you, Dr. Trin. Love you back. Thank you for the congratulations. And someone said I froze. Did I freeze, Karina, while we were talking? I hope not. It's that technology. And Marlena, is that Marlena? How are you? Good to see you as well. Welcome. Such a pleasure. Good morning to you as well. Okay, folks. Hope you found value in this. Let me know in the comments if this was valuable for you. Give me some feedback, okay? So that I know, is this worth it? Was this helpful? Let me know, please, in the comments. And don't forget to join us next Wednesday, 9 o'clock. For menopause and leadership. We're going to get into it. 2-part series, March the 4th, March the 25th, 2 Wednesdays, 9 o'clock. Going to have some fantastic guests. There was a recent, very significant study that was just released about menopause and women at work. So you're going to want to be there. Am I seeing my favorite AI consultant? Is that Nigel? How you doing, girl? Yes. Oh, so good to see you. And then Karen asked, where were you 10 years ago? What you mean? I've been here now. 10 years ago, what, when you wanted to make some shifts or what have you? Listen, is that what you mean? Because let me tell you something. It's never too late. So if you got something on your mind right here, right now, we can do this. Come on, we can, and let's talk about it if you want to. Book some time with me, but hey, the time is now. We can do anything we want to, and it's never too late. Okay. See you all next time. Bye. See you, my TikTok family.